Alright, I'm going live. Here we go. Hold on. Yo, what's good, everyone? I'm sorry I'm a bit late to this topic, but yeah, hold on. Yeah, I might be a bit late to this topic, but oh well. Here we go. Give me a second. Alright, hello everyone. How y'all doing? Okay. So I'm pretty sure you guys have probably seen this video. I haven't, so this is going to be a fresh reaction from me. I only saw the intro of this video because Galestic showed me a sneak peek of it. But I haven't seen the video, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick reaction. Just give me a sec. I'm currently letting everyone know that I'm streaming. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. So how you guys doing? Are you guys doing great? All right. I'm just gonna wait until I get a few people in the stream. Keep up the good vids. Thanks, bro. I'm trying my best. But yeah. Okay, let me set everything up. All right. I'm gonna start reacting to it now. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. All right, let's react. Okay.
Personal moderation, often compared to the moderation of Roblox itself, has major flaws and errors in its system, and is often regarded as corrupt. Well, today, my friends, I'll be exposing the moderation of a popular FPS game on Roblox, known as Arsenal, created by a group named Roffi. From plenty of misinformation being spread to the most biased bans in all of Roblox, this is the dark side of Arsenal moderation.
Okay. Oh yeah, fun fact. Glastic like DMs me, right? And he asked me to add like a Vignetti effect. So I was like, all right. And he sent me the video and he literally told me, I'm not even joking, right? I was gonna play with my friends and he literally just told me, like, hey bro, can you just add a Vignetti effect? And then he just wanted me to add some text, right? And stuff like that. And then he wanted me to like add these credits, but then like it didn't work out, and he just said, okay, he'll do it himself. So I'm not even joking. We were literally just in a call, and he basically just like wasted an hour of my time, just like for trying to like edit the credits, and he just didn't like the way I edited it, so he just did it on his own. But I added the Vignetti effect because he asked me to. But yeah, that's about it. Hey, there's me. Yo, I'm liking this music though. Wait, what is that? Oh, staring, unpredictable FPS, okay. Hey.
We all know that Roblox games need moderation, and it's no surprise to the average player that Roblox, having one of the largest populations of exploiters out of any other video game, creates major consequences. This was the same case for Arsenal. Being widely overrun by exploiters almost every day, they needed to step up their game. Lead developer Ingame would create something known as the Arsenal anti-cheat, otherwise known as RAC. This tool would not only be incredibly accurate, but would also let Roffi ban more cheaters than their game moderation team. Now, obviously there were mistakes in the anti-cheat, and people have been falsely banned, but the majority of these false bans have been corrected by the devs, and the only time it would falsely ban people is by big waves. The most well-known example of this would be an infamous exploiter known as Bolts, who would ban hundreds of players using a ThunderCline script. Fortunately, the majority of false bans from these waves were resolved and the players would be unbanned shortly after. However, individuals themselves would not get falsely triggered by the anti-cheat, and cases like these were especially rare. Because of this, the devs and mods would conclude that every person banned by the anti-cheat was
That's a nice reminder. If your ban reason is anti-exploit ban, then your ban will not be lifted under any circumstances unless it was caused by mistake, in which case it will be automatically revoked soon. Such instances are very rare and occur to a large number of players, not individual ones. We know exactly why and when you were banned. We know how our ban system works. We know that you're lying when you say I was just glitching, I didn't do anything, I was just messing around in a VIP future with a friend. We don't do second chances, we don't do paid unbans, we don't unban and we don't unban you unless your ban was issued incorrectly, and that's it. If you try and appeal a valid anti-exploit ban, expect to be banned from appealing. Okay.
in fact an exploiter. Considering this, I will focus more on manual bans instead of RAC, simply because of no proven evidence that RAC can falsely ban you. So now you may be asking, what is so bad about the moderation system? Well, let's just say that Roffi's darkest secrets lie deep within the rabbit hole. But before we get into this, I want to talk about a common misconception taking place in the Arsenal community. This is the rumor claiming that being banned from Arsenal means you exploited. This statement is false for many reasons. Bans from Arsenal come in a variety of reasons. This includes ban evasion, impersonating a mod, exploiter association, etc. In fact, this is confirmed by the devs themselves, stating that bans were not exclusive to hackers, including an unprofessional statement Ingame made claiming that he could ban someone purely because he didn't like them. With all of this in mind, it's pretty clear that all bans are not the result of an exploit. Now that that's clear, let's start off on Roffi's Unclear rulebook dilemma. Roffi's rulebook has been outdated for 3 years, and it's never clearly stated the rules. For example, people have been banned for reasons like profiting, malicious behavior, exploiter association, and etc. Roffi can technically ban us for anything at this point because of how vague the rules are. We've seen a great example of this as well, with fairly known drama that occurred about a year ago with Ingame and a YouTuber known as Amazebot. For context, Amazebot had been friends with an exploiter known as Lolcat, who had essentially used exploits to give him dev melees in the game. Amazed being aware of this would be in calls with him, including him defending Lolcat on Twitter. This would lead to Amazed getting perm banned from Arsenal for exploiter association. Now, whether the ban was justified or not is a different story.
Well, I mean, to be fair, right? Like, the main reason why Amazebot got banned is because he literally used Killbrick, no? I mean, isn't that what happened? That's what I heard, at least. Like, he basically was using, like, a hacked skin that you can only, like, that only devs can get and stuff like that. And he got it from Lolcat. So, technically, if you think about it, that's, even if you weren't the one exploiting, you still were on an account that had exploits on, especially, you know, having banned skins like Killbrick or something like that, right? So I don't think the reason why he got banned was because he was defending Lolcat. I think the main reason he got banned is because of the fact that he was like, I don't know how to explain it, but all I know is that he used Killbrick. So.
But the main problem with this is that exploiter association has never been clearly defined by the devs. Does this mean we can't be friends with exploiters, or we can't play Arsenal with them? What is the true meaning of exploiter association?
I think true meaning of exploiter association is like when you're gaining an advantage because of a cheater. So like what I mean by that is like if they, for example, hop on an account or a fresh new account and they, hack monkey skin on it, and then you just get your friend to join on that account and they use the skin, you can technically be banned from your main as well, because that's basically just, I don't know how to explain it. You're like basically just, you're not the one that's doing it, right? But like it's still like you associated with the cheater to get on that account and to also use a skin that's not allowed, obviously. So, in some way, next rule that can ban you is being too accurate. No, I don't think that's the thing, but I don't know. I'm not really too like harsh on the devs. I feel like there are some things that they definitely can improve on. But yeah, in my opinion, I feel like they have a lot of stuff to work on. So, but yeah, I think exploiter association is mainly just like I don't think you can get banned for being friends with a hacker. That's ridiculous. It's only like I feel like you can only get banned if you use if you basically just use your hacker friend to gain an advantage. So, yeah, as long as you don't, as long as you don't like, gain an advantage because of your friend that's hacking, then that's perfectly fine. But yeah.
All it takes is for Rolf to make one decent rulebook in their exploit server, stating everything that can possibly get you banned. Yet they've neglected this for 3 years, not putting any effort to improve the rulebook. Another ban reason that's...
Yeah, I don't think the reason... I think the main reason why they just won't add a rulebook is... Like, I wouldn't say them... Like, I feel like it's also because they're lazy, but it's also because people keep finding new ways to, like, bypass the rulebook or something like that, or find new ways to kind of, at this point, it's like really impossible to know what is and what isn't allowed. You just kind of have to go off of common sense, right? I feel like a maze bot spam was justified though, even though if it wasn't clear in the rule book, you still shouldn't have went on an account that was hacked and stuff like that, and had skins on that clearly weren't allowed, or skins that you definitely weren't meant to have as a normal player. But yeah, in my opinion, I feel like they really should make a rule book, because I mean, like, I don't know, it's just, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. Like, why didn't they make a rule book? Why isn't there one? That is a question that will remain unanswered to this day.
It's also been vague is bug abuse. We all know that bug abuse should be allowed in private servers, as it's not affecting the actual game. There are many people, including content creators, who have done this before. This has been made very unclear, however, as I had a chat with an Arsenal moderator named Dev Metamorphic, possibly one of the most inexperienced moderators on Rolf, telling me that bug abuse can get you banned even if it's done in a VIP server. This doesn't make any sense. There are so many people who have abused bugs in VIPs. If they really abide by this rule, they should ban half the player base. But enough of that, let's now move on to...
Yeah, that is true. That is kind of stupid. I mean, it depends on what type of bug abuse, right? If you like bug abuse in like an Arsenal tournament, that's like a VIP, right? I guess that kind of can be unfair, especially for the people that are playing. But if you're only doing it like with like a friend, but then again, you could always just like argue the fact like, hey, if I hack in a private server, but hacking is also a complete different term than bug abuse. Like, you gotta keep that in mind. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess you can get banned for bug abuse, but I don't think, how long is a ban for bug abuse actually? Isn't it like a week or something, or is it longer? Because here's the thing, like some person told me that bug abuse is technically like cheating. So if you literally bug abuse, you could literally get banned. Like, here, let me see if I can find the screenshot. Here we go. If you try to never use anything that can get you accused of exploit, ghosting, abusing bugs, etc., I'll unban you. And then, wait, what else did he say after that? There is a lot of technically in there classifies as bug abuse. My ban was CSP, not bug abuse. That's a problem. I think I deserve a reduction at least since I didn't use hacks. But still a bit abuse. You don't say anything about not doing it again either. It's passion unfair advantage. It's an unfair advantage. So like realistically, he's basically saying like if you bug abuse, you can get banned the same amount of time as exploiting. And I think that's completely ridiculous in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I feel like a year ban is just, I don't know. I feel like that's just too crazy. Also, another thing, right, is I feel like the time, like the amount of time you get banned is crazy. You know, the thing that does not make sense, right, is how can like okay, this is what does not make sense at all, right? So associating with an exploiter is a perm ban, right? But if you associate, if you use cheats in the game, you only get banned for a year. I feel like it should be the other way around. Like, shouldn't you get perm banned for cheating, and then you get banned for a year if you associate with an exploiter? Because it doesn't make sense. Said that exploiting in private servers should not be bannable. I mean, accidentally performing a bug and give you the same punches as hacking. WTF? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, here's the thing. Like, there's so many, like, here's the issue with Roll's mod team, right? Is that they don't all agree with the same rules. So I think that's also one of the reasons why they don't want to make a rule book, is because if they want to make a rule book, right, that means all the moderators and all the developers would have to abide by the rule book. Because if they don't, right, they could get in trouble. But here's the issue. Not all of the mods and the devs don't want to buy, because not everyone agrees with the same thing, right? For example, think about this, right? Rainster made a video on a fan-made game from Roll. I mean, not from, it was a fan-made game basically, right? And Exone did not like that, but Crystal said there was no problem with it, right? So basically, if there was a rule book, right, and it clearly stated, I'm sorry if I'm really bad at explaining, by the way, guys, but if there were to be a rule book, that would mean all the mods and devs would have to like abide by the rule book. So that's why there is no rule book, because not every mod and not every developer agrees with everything that, like, you know, like everyone has different opinions. That's why it's kind of unfair, because it's more like, it's not about what you did was wrong. It's about the person that, you know, ends up giving you the punishment of what they think is right. And in my opinion, I think that's just completely stupid, because at that point, you don't know whether or not what you did was major. And that's the thing. They don't really clarify it. They just put it as their own opinion. I mean, you have people out here using exploits, and, you know, some of them even get like for example, right? Even though Mix I cheated, right? He was meant to get like a year ban, but instead it got reduced to like 6 months. I think that's what it got reduced to. I think it was 6 months. I don't remember exactly, but his 1 year supposed to ban that was meant to happen, it got reduced to 6 months. No hate to Mixeye, by the way, right? You know, I don't have a problem with the guy, but that just doesn't make any sense. Like, I just hate the fact that mods and devs just get to pick and choose. Like, oh yeah, that player can get banned for a year. Oh, this player can get banned for this long. Oh, that player shouldn't get banned at all. Oh, this player should get banned. It's completely dumb, because it shouldn't be like that. It should be fair and square. It should be like equalized. You know, it doesn't matter. Like, you know. It's just so dumb.
And even if it's done in a VIP server, this doesn't make any sense. There are so many people who have abused bugs in VIPs. If they really abide by this rule, they
Oh yeah, fun fact. I also abused the oddball glitch, but like I didn't like abuse it in a way where it actually like gives me like an advantage. I was only doing it for fun. It was mainly for 1v1s. But like, here's the thing: like, if you abuse a glitch, right? I mean, technically, are you really abusing the glitch? Because like, if it happens like unintentionally, what are you meant to do? Just leave the server and join back? You know, like, here's the thing: most of the bugs that happen like unintentionally. Like, you know, some bugs happen unintentionally. So it's like, I don't know.
They should ban half the player base. But enough of that, let's now move on to Arsenal's corrupt appeal system.
Oh boy, dude, honestly, bro, I don't think the appeal system is great, honestly. Because if you want to like actually get unbanned, you'd need some really good evidence.
It's pretty clear that Rolv does not care about their appeal system. This can be found in the exploit server. We see in their appeal section that not a single appeal has been accepted in over 2 years before their new update.
Damn, so you're telling me that this game has been going on for 2 years and not one single appeal has been accepted? Bro. 2 years? 2 years! And not one. Oh my god. Bro, I never knew. Nah, bro, is this cap or is this for like? Is this for real? 2 years, bro. That's crazy. Nah, bro. I honestly, genuinely didn't know. I felt like it would be like, I don't know, like I didn't think it was that crazy.
The only reason people got unbanned is because the evidence was either garbage or because they had a good reputation. But now let's move on to the new update that they did with the appeal system, using a new system called ModMail. ModMail is a Discord bot where the staff can interact with users who were possibly falsely banned without the users knowing who they are. It's a really good system, and I figured that Rolv's appeals had finally been fixed, but I was far from the truth. There is one problem Rolv has had for a very long time, and that is not giving users evidence to why they were banned. Now, why is this a major issue, you may ask? Well, that is because it defeats the entire purpose of an appeal. I don't understand how you appeal a ban if you don't even know what evidence got you banned in the first place.
Yeah, that is honestly kind of dumb, honestly. Like, I feel like when you get banned, right? Like, you have no idea at that point. It's like, let's say you're getting on Arsenal, right? You're playing for like 2 hours. Let's just say that, right? You get off. Next day you get on. You're banned. So you're like, okay, what did I do to get myself banned? Like, who thinks I'm hacking? Who reported me? Well, they don't really have to know who reported you. But seriously, what did I do to get banned? That is the most important part. Because if they don't give you the evidence of what you were banned for, how are you supposed to even defend yourself, right? It doesn't make sense. How are you supposed to send proof you were not cheating? Like, you'd need to at least know what got you banned, because who knows? Maybe you might have been clipping or recording at that time, or you might have been streaming. Who knows? But you won't know. You know why? Because they don't send you the evidence of what you were banned for, which makes it goddamn near impossible. Now I understand why appeal hasn't been accepted in 2 years, because they have this garbage system where they won't even send you the evidence. That just makes no sense. How are you supposed to know what you did? How? Like, you can't just. It's like YouTube's like, bro, I'm being dead for real. This is literally like YouTube's support system, bro. Because I remember I got a strike, right? So I'm like, okay, I go to YouTube support, right? I asked them like, okay, which time and which like part got my video, you know, strike down, like for like which time frame, and they don't even tell me. Like, they're just like, oh, I'm sorry, we cannot give you that information. The fuck do you mean? Like, what am I going to do if I get that information? And then they say, oh, well, the reason why we can't give the information is because, you know, if we give you the information, then you might try to find like a loophole around it to avoid stuff like that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, how am I supposed to appeal if I don't? Like, Arsenal is literally just like YouTube support system, bro. It sucks. It's not good. It's so bad. It makes no sense, and I'm glad I actually have a decent reputation at Arsenal because Jesus, bro, if I experience like a false ban, I'd at least have a good chance of getting unbanned.
This gives the mods complete power over the situation.
I just feel bad for the people that don't have like a like a YouTube channel like me. I feel bad for the people that don't have like a I just feel bad for those that really can't help themselves, and yeah.
So I decided to ask Ingame about this, and here was his response.
Okay, let's see this. Let's see this.
I decided to ask Ingame about this, and here was.
Okay. How can people even appeal if they don't see the evidence that got them banned? Like, it's common sense, because more often than not, it's YouTube videos uploaded by people who would then get harassed. Oh my god. You can't be. All right, listen, guys. Here's what you do when you see a YouTube video as evidence. Copy and paste. Go here and just download the video, bro. It's not that hard. Just download the video. Bro, just download the video and that's, oh my god, you can't make this shit up. No, you actually can't make this shit up, chat. Oh my god. Ah, this hurts my brain. Oh my god, this actually hurts my brain. Oh my god, you can't make this shit up, bro. Oh, chat. All right, well, why do I have a high feeling if they see this video, you'll wake up with a ban? I mean, they can't ban me because I'm just giving an opinion on the situation. Like, what? What are they gonna do? Are they gonna ban me for having an opinion? They can't do that because they literally just go up. They literally, if you think about it, right? If they ban, oh shoot, where the heck did I? Oh god, hold on. Go back real quick. Where is it?
Reporting someone. The person probably doesn't even know or have any appeal system for this knowing who really been had. Entire purpose of evidence guidance. So I decided to ask.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, it defeats the whole purpose because if they ban me for having an opinion, then they're gonna have to ban pretty much the entire. Like they literally have to ban their entire player base, right? Like if they ban me for having an opinion, they'd have to ban everyone else because I'm pretty sure, I'm not gonna lie, everyone else at some point had an opinion about the game, and it's not always positive, it's negative. All right, and they can't make an excuse. If they ban me, bro, at that point they're just digging a grave, bro.
Ingame about this, and here was his response. Ingame stated that people who reported the evidence usually had it uploaded to YouTube and would often get harassed. I think this is a fair point, but something I don't agree with is the fact that he says that this is more often than not, which really doesn't make any sense, because most reports are by random people in public lobbies. And do you really think that they're gonna get harassed for reporting someone? The person...
Bro, that's the thing I don't understand. Okay, if they really get harassed from... Okay, so if they get harassed from the Roblox username, right? You know what you could do? You could download the video, blur it out. I know it takes effort, okay? And I know it doesn't seem like viable, right? But I mean, what else are you supposed to do? It's either like you hurt the player base or you hurt the, players that report the players, but the chances of that happening is still extremely low. Like, here's the thing I don't understand, right? Is they pretty much just don't give the evidence because the player gets harassed, right? So, like, if that's the case, right? If that's, like, I'm pretty sure that generally doesn't happen often, but if it does, okay, then how are you going to expect us to appeal successfully? Like, that's the issue I'm having right now. Why have an appeal system if it's not going to be efficient? Like, it doesn't make sense. You have to find something, bro.
probably doesn't even know or have any contact with that individual. I know that in some cases, harassment does occur when they have connections with the reporter, but this doesn't really change anything because the people already tend to know who reported them, and harassment occurs either way. Exone also says that the user does not have any more insight on the situation than the moderators who deal with it daily, which is one of the biggest lies I've ever heard, and the moderators who deal with it.
And the only reason you're arguing is because you're bitter about being banned. Like, shut up, bro. Exone, you have to understand, right? Like, the players are the reason why the game is thriving. If none of us were here, your game wouldn't even be alive. Your game wouldn't have gotten any players, like, at all. So the fact that they're like handling it this way, it's like they have the highest egos, I swear. I'm not even joking. They have a high ego, right? Because the game is like, you know, it was like thriving in like 2020. But the issue is the game isn't even thriving anymore. Like, look, this is just sad. I'm gonna show y'all, okay? Look, Arsenal. Oh, would you look at that? 8.6k players, bro. 8.6. Okay? So it's obvious that the game isn't doing well anymore. Okay? Why do you think many content creators quit, bro? Why do you think many content creators don't want to make content on the game anymore? One, okay, it's boring and repetitive. Two, it's stale. I'm pretty sure that's the same thing, but whatever. And three, it's just completely biased, bro. That's all I could say. It's completely biased. Like, no one has fun in it anymore, bro. They just don't listen. They just don't. So
daily, which is one of the biggest lies I've ever heard. The only person who knows if they were false banned is the person who got banned. We can't just expect the moderators to know if your ban is false or not. This is why banned players should get to see the evidence that got them banned, and then say something about it. Maybe providing evidence through screenshots, explanations, and videos, etc. He goes on to respond, asking if they should blindly trust players who were banned, which has absolutely nothing with what I said, because the mod should make...
Bro, that's a dumb argument. Like, seriously. We're not asking you to trust the person blindly. We're asking you to send the evidence. That way the person can actually debunk it. Because if you don't, then there is no point in appealing, bro. It's literally, it's that thing that you just said, right, is equivalent to literally just appealing with no evidence. It's like saying, hey, bro, just trust me. I don't have evidence that I wasn't cheating, but yeah, just trust me. Like, how are we meant to actually debunk something that we don't know? Like, it doesn't make sense. You might as well just not have an appealing system at all, bro. You might just not. Like, you might just not have that at all at that point. Might as well just entirely remove it, because what's the point?
Decisions based on both sides. If the person gives bad evidence, then the appeal should be denied. If these mods are really experienced, then they should be able to tell if someone is lying or not in the response. Sometimes the evidence could be taken out of context, or it could be extremely one-sided without the mods knowing about it, which can be completely solved with this addition.
Oh shoot, I did not mean to click on that, my bad.
The evidence with this edited without the mods knowing about it.
But yeah, like I said, this is a hot take, but I feel like players that get their accounts compromised and players that, you know, hack on, you know, people's accounts, even though, like, you know, their account got hacked and stuff, and they hack on Arsenal, I feel like their account should get unbanned. Because if you think about it realistically, it's not their fault of why they got hacked. You know, it's not like something they can control if they get hacked. Like, okay, if you give a password to a person, right, and they hack your account, okay, then it's your fault. But if it's like someone's account that got like compromised, that got hacked and stuff, and you didn't even give like the password or something, and they just hacked your account, and they hack on, you know, Roblox Arsenal, at that point, it's not your fault. So I feel like players that, you know, get their accounts compromised should at least get unbanned, because it's kind of unfair being unable to, you know, play Arsenal from something that isn't even your fault. So I don't know. That's my hot take. But anyway,
which can be completely solved with this addition. Exone goes on to disagree with this, saying that the evidence is reviewed by plenty of mods with different fields.
Wait, I'm gonna say something funny. Yo, if you guys think the Rove if you guys think the Rolf moderation system is a joke, donate $2 in the chat. You already know.
Of experience, the number of moderators are extremely exaggerated in his statement, because Rolf might have 20 moderators, but only 5 people are actually active. The mods are also not even experienced, because the only reason someone becomes an Arsenal moderator is because they are good friends with the developers and get referred. To be an Arsenal moderator, the only experience you really need is being able to tell the difference between legit and cheats. When it comes to cases like closet cheating, the mods can't actually tell if someone is cheating, and the only reason they'd get banned is if there was a majority vote between the mods or if there is video proof of the person cheating. With all of this in mind, let me show you examples of why the system is flawed. A speedrunner named Kalolboy was banned from Arsenal a while back, and the evidence that got him banned was a screenshot of him being the only one killing people in the kill feed. This is completely normal, that's the whole point of speedrunning, but you want to know what the moderators said? They said that he was cheating because 2 people reported him with the same screenshot, even though the mod was provided with a video of him hitting the shots that were claimed to be quote-unquote cheats in this screenshot. Not only was this a stupid claim, but the evidence itself shouldn't even be enough to ban someone. I don't understand how they even concluded that he was cheating with this evidence. Now, Kalolboy did get unbanned, but it took weeks to resolve this, showing how inexperienced these moderators are. I'm telling you that there are thousands of these false bans, but finding actual evidence to back that claim up is harder than you can imagine because of Rolf not disclosing it. Today, I will be looking into one specific ban that was never resolved, a sad story that could possibly change your entire views on the Rolf team.
Okay.
This is the ban of Nick.
Oh, okay, okay. Yo, thank you.
Eric02 donated $1.99 through Super Chat.
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much. Damn, everyone put W Eric in the chat. Wait, where's the super chat, bro? Why isn't it showing? What the heck? Oh, there we go. It's showing now. All right. Hey, that's my boy. All right. Did a sticker? I see, I see. All right. Let me keep viewing this. Here we go.
Nick was the owner of a competitive server known as Ace, and he played on 2 Roblox accounts named Before Dread and LamNickHaha, which were both owned by him. In one unfortunate day, his Arsenal career would come to a sad end when his account Before Dread would be permanently banned from the game, with the reason stating evasion. Evasion basically means that you've already been banned on another account and now evading that ban using an alt account. But there is something wrong here. Nick had never been banned. His other account, LamNickHaha, was still available to play on. As I mentioned in my previous video, I's and L's look very similar, so it looks like they are duplicate accounts. So Nick decided to use ModMail to request an appeal for his ban, but you want to know what happened? He was completely ghosted. His last option would be to talk with the mods in the Arsenal Discord, and one of the mods would show evidence of him being rack banned, but the account they were talking about was not the one owned by Nick. The mod said it was handled by someone else, which he assumed was Ingame. So Nick asked Ingame in the Arsenal Discord to unban him because of the mistake. Ingame responded saying his ban reason was pretty clear. Nick then responds asking why he was ghosted on ModMail, and Ingame responds by completely humiliating him in front of everyone. I'm not joking when I say this, you can literally check in the Arsenal Discord yourself. Ingame says they would get harassed by you and your comp buddies obviously. What he is referring here is that his ModMail was ignored simply because he was a comp player. Nick responds with anger, as he should, saying that he was being biased, and Ingame's response would just state that he would receive the same treatment regardless if he was a comp player or not. This is a massive lie. If he was really going to be treated the same as any other player, then he would have been unbanned by now. Rolf has had this extreme hatred towards comp players because a few of them were harassing the devs. They go on to assume that all comp players are liars, which is simply not true. Nick was also being pretty reasonable from what I've seen, so I don't get why he was treated so bad in the Arsenal Discord. Nick would also get banned from the Arsenal Discord shortly after.
Jesus.
In the end, I honestly can't believe this situation went unnoticed because of how unfair it was. This sheds a very bad light on the devs and shows how unprofessional Ingame really is. This isn't the only instance of him being unprofessional though, as I will be taking a look into a few more.
That's tough, bro.
If you've been in the Arsenal community for the past year or so, you probably remember the drama between Ingame and Unpredictable FPS.
Yeah.
For background, FPS had made a video helping mobiles get a bundle in the Arsenal called...
Oh yeah, fun fact, right? Mobiles can now actually get the bundle. So even after them releasing that, FPS was still banned. So
Opera GX. In this video though, he would use a method that could potentially break the game. Instead of reaching out to him or leaving a comment to take the video down, or at least some sort of warning, Ingame would instantly ban him for 3 months for profiting off an exploit. This connects back to the Unclear rulebook, as stuff like this was never mentioned. Nobody ever knew that you could get banned for things like this. Banning FPS didn't change anything either, so the entire ban was completely useless, as FPS continued to make Arsenal videos using old footage. But this is not even comparable to what Ingame did in the Arsenal Discord, which will shock most people watching this video. Ingame banned a guy from Arsenal for 3 years just because he was being toxic to him in the Arsenal Discord.
okay, hold on.
This is not even comparable to what Ingame did in the Arsenal Discord, which will shock most people watching this video. Ingame banned a guy from Arsenal for 3 years just because he was being toxic to him in the Arsenal Discord. Let me tell you the events one by one. A user named Trusted, who was a troll, would join the Arsenal Discord seeking attention and ping Ingame with useless things such as, "I could have finished A2 by now," and "I'll take Igame's job." Instead of banning this troll or just muting him like a proper developer, he decides to engage in the conversation with him and start arguing with him. He'd lose it eventually and just straight up ban this guy from the game for 3 years for harassing the devs. But surprise, surprise, the only reason the devs got harassed is because he was not banned from the server. I honestly cannot describe how disgusting this behavior is. As a developer, you can't just ban someone from the game because they were being toxic to you in general chat. His ban time was even triple what a normal exploiter would face, which doesn't make any sense because the action should have stayed on Discord. You might claim that Ingame is a developer, so he can do whatever he wants. Now this may be true, but with the game big as Arsenal, there are responsibilities involved. It's pretty clear that the power got to his head, and he's been banning people from the game left and right instead of solving situations. But Ingame has done far worse than this, and that is faking rack bans.
Yeah, I know FPS got on bans, but he quit anyway.
Ingame has faked anti-cheat bans before. I've had personal experiences with this, but I'll first start off with a user known as Suprain. Suprain had gotten anti-cheat banned after one of his friends cheated on his account. His ban was revoked by a moderator as a mistake because his account was his responsibility. When people asked Ingame about this, he claimed that Suprain had never been banned. Here is video proof that Suprain was banned, in case you think he was lying. So the question is, why did Ingame say otherwise? Well, this is because he didn't want people to know that Rolf had unbanned an anti-cheat ban, because he portrays the moderators as perfect in some sense. And once this video started to gain attraction, you wanna know what happened? Ingame would re-ban Suprain, claiming he was anti-cheat banned in Zinx2K's community Discord. The second instance of this was something I personally experienced. I was ban evading on one of my streams, and my ban reason would state rack banned, even though I wasn't actually rack banned. Here is me going on that specific account, proving once again I was not anti-cheat banned. At first, I thought this was just a bug in the game, since it happened to others as well. However, Ingame made a tweet on Twitter saying that I was anti-cheat banned, which doesn't really make any sense. Another thing that Ingame has said is that if someone else cheated on your account, there would be no unban because your account is your responsibility, and that Rolv has never unbanned anyone as a result of this. This again, though, is one of Ingame's lies. A popular YouTuber known as Excitable had been banned because of someone else cheating on his account. Since he wasn't a complete random though, the mods decided to unban him, but when it comes to randoms like Rain for example, there is no unban issued. This is an example of favoritism in Rolv, and Ingame has been covering this up for a long time.
Alright, so the first thing I'm going to go through is why I was banned. So basically, someone managed to get access to my account and then used exploits on my account. You can currently see the footage of the exploiter in game. If the exploiter...
At the end of the day, even though the moderation system has many mistakes, no system is perfect. What I don't agree with is Ingame portraying it as perfect in some sense, which is essentially the main reason I made this video. One disclaimer I do want to throw out is that this video is only meant to be against Ingame and not any of the other developers, so please do not send hate to anyone in the Rolv team. And that, my friends, is the dark side of Arsenal moderation. Goodbye.
W video. Very well. W video. Bro, I swear, how does this guy not, bro, I feel like he should have like 100K by now, bro. His videos are so well made. The Rolv mod, hold on, I got a smart comment. There we go. The Rolv moderation system may not be perfect, but this video definitely is. Perfect comment. All right, well. Yeah, that was a really good video. What do you guys think, chat? I think personally it was a good video. It's definitely a good take. Very good take. I really enjoyed this video. Hey, look, guys, I'm in the friends section. You know what's funny? Is that even though me and Glessic are friends, he said the only reason he added me in the friends tab is so that it would make him look cooler. Hey, his words, not mine, alright? Here we go. I think it's time to admit this. I've been friends with an Arsenal model named Fish, and I've been talking as a different person in Arsenal Discord for 6 months. I am an individual named TryBC. Discord name is Nitro. You people in Arsenal Discord probably know me. Roll video was released yesterday to only channel members. Thank everyone who's a member. Private it again so nobody else can see it. Once I'm done with a few more things, I'll upload it today. All right. W. I remember he made like a community post somewhere. Our moderation team is composed of highly experienced individuals who are capable of doing their job. That's crazy. Nah, but seriously, like, it's such a meme, bro, at this point. Make sure to subscribe today is the only good gameplay Arsenal YouTuber left. Like, honestly, here's the thing. I've already technically returned to Arsenal, but I don't really have much, who's the best Arsenal YouTuber? I don't know why I won. I shouldn't have won this. Like, I'm pretty sure, in my opinion, Grainy makes way much better content. I barely put effort into my content nowadays. Like, the main thing I do is montages. So, like, I don't know why I won that. I shouldn't have won that, in my opinion. But that's just me. I don't know, chat. Like, I can make good content if I tried. It's just the game is so boring and stale, you know? I just don't have the motivation for it. I have so many good ideas. I'm just too lazy to actually do them. You know what I mean? It's like that thing where you have so many good ideas and you want to do them, but you just don't feel like doing them. So, yeah. Alright, well. Wait, if he made Unsolved Mystery of Isadam, every high-level Arsenal player that got banned, the dark side of role moderation, Unsolved Mystery of Duplicate Roblox accounts, I feel like the next video he might do is the lore behind Roblox Arsenal. Because he did all of these, right? Except for this one. So will Gletstick... Wait, let me ask him. Wait. Will your next vid... Hold on. Will your next vid be the lore behind Roblox Arsenal? Okay. All right, well, chat, all I can say is thank y'all for coming to the stream. I had a great time, y'all. I think what I'm gonna do is I might just like end the stream right now. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end the stream right now and just go to sleep because I am like pretty tired. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that reaction. Go subscribe to Glustic. He makes great videos. And yeah, that's about it. Oh my, he is alive.
Arsenal.
But yeah, it is a good video though. I can't lie. It's definitely a good video. Well made. Well made for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, thank y'all for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.